So welcome. So I'm excited about tonight. I've never really been a numbers person until I started to connect with the synchronicities of them. So I wanted to offer this course because I truly believe that the numbers are connected to the universe. And so I want to share with you how you can connect to numbers and understand, their meanings as well as who and what you're connected to. So let's get started. You will need a pen and paper. And yeah, let's get started. So one simple way to explain how the universe connects to us through numbers is through three things. And these three things that I'm going to share with you are also the same three things we need to manifest. And they are, how do we connect the universe, or how does the universe connect through numbers? It's through frequency, energy, and vibration. There's a science to numbers. And because numbers do represent a frequency, energy, and vibration, you have to consider we are also those three things, right? We have our light bodies. We have our chakras, which are connected to our aura, our biorhythm. And our biorhythm is measured by numbers. Each chakra has its own set of numbers. And the other thing is numbers and letters both hold their own frequency, their own energy, and their own vibration. So numbers are patterns and structures. And what we're going into tonight is arithmancy. And it is a spiritual and intuitive power. This is actually a type of divination because we can create knowledge, we can do forecasts, and we can understand ourselves and other people, events, powers behind events, all kinds of amazing things. But I do want to go into this a little bit. What I love about the power of numbers is that it is a way for us to connect to hidden powers. I believe we all have power on all different levels: mental, emotional, spiritual, in other dimensions and worlds. I could go on. But so think of things as an energy and what type of energy we hold as a person. And we can use numbers to adjust certain frequencies and influences that we want to bring into our life because of the numbers and the frequencies the numbers bring, or the letters bring. And so this is something, when we go dive into numbers and connect to the universe through numbers, we become observant. And we simply need to be observant of numbers. And as we do that, we'll move into a divination, a power that will bring us answers and meanings of what is behind these occurrences or these coincidences or these influences that are taking place in our life. And we, mystics love to work with numbers. Ancient practices from the past, they used numbers. And I'm going to teach you how you can connect to universal power and wisdom by connecting to numbers. So what power lies behind the numbers that we're surrounded by in our life? So as I'm talking, think about the numbers that come to you often, right? Like when my son was born, it was 413, and now I always see 413 as like one of the numbers. So as I'm writing on a sheet of paper, write down some of the numbers that you see quite often. So I want you to start asking, we can start asking the universe questions about our life and use numbers as signs. I want to go into Pythagoras. And Pythagoras was one of the greatest philosophers of ancient Europe. And he was actually an engraver. And we're talking about 580 BC. And very little is known about his early life, except for the fact that he won prizes at the Olympic Games. But he was dissatisfied with the amount of knowledge that he gained at home. So he loved to travel. And he spent most of his time learning and going to these great centers of learning. He studied Egyptian, he went to Persia, he went to Greece, and he gathered different information, different wisdom and knowledge from each of these places that he traveled. And he became well acquainted with esoteric wisdom. And on his way home, as he returned home, he intended to open up a college of learning, but this was to be found impractical because of the opposition ruler, Polycrates. So he immigrated to a place, a colony that was in the south coast of Italy. And it was there that this famous philosopher founded his college or society of students, which became known all over the civilized world. And it became the central assembly of the learned of Europe. And here is where Pythagoras actually taught occult wisdom, and he gathered lots of different knowledge and hierophants from different countries and royal people and even the Oracle of Delphi. So for 40 years, he taught students, and he had this amazing power. But in the end, to his institution, he was forced to flee from the city because of a conspiracy and a rebellion that rose and created this battle for the inhabitants of where he was living. So he was said to have died about 500 BC. But we can use the knowledge and the life and the doctrines of Pythagoras and the occult mysteries and magic today that is connected to it, including numerology. So it was recorded that his followers were formulated into two great divisions: the science of numbers and the theory of magnitude, which included two branches: arithmetic and musical vibrational harmony. And that was further subdivided into a magnitude of geometry and magnitude in motion, and then later became astronomy. So the principles governing numbers were supposed to be the principles of all real existences. And as numbers, the primary mathematical quantities, and at the same time, the various realities, it was further inferred that the element of numbers were the elements of reality. So to Pythagoras, he himself believed that the natives of Europe owe the first teaching of the properties of numbers of the principles of music and physics. There's also evidence that he visited Central Asia and acquired mathematical ideas from some of their doctrines. But he delivered knowledge to the pupils that he taught. And this training was to be received in secret. So it wasn't something that was, just kind of put out there. This was sacred knowledge. So the numbers that Pythagoras brought about explained ideas of things that were nature. So concerning the nature of things. And the same method of explaining, secrets of nature. So numbers are the key to the ancient views of cosmos, spirituality, as well as physical things to be considered. And it represents the evolution of the present human race. All systems of spiritual and religious mysticism, they're all based on numerals. The Bible, there's numbers for every single section. And the sacredness of numbers begins with the first great cause, the one, and only ends with a zero, the symbol of the infinite and the boundless universe. So we are just like the universe. We are the universe's visible self and invisible self. So we have divine channels, and those divine channels are known as infinite light, our light bodies, right? They're condensed, they're contracted, and they're released into the world and return as materialistic attributes. Even the Bible says, let us make man in our own image. And it comes from the occult term, as above, so below. And these numbers and their attributes were considered to be divine channels that are always connected to us. They're spiritual attributes that are reflected in our physical selves. So odd numbers are masculine, even numbers are feminine, and double digits are considered both. Okay. So I want to go into the first section of numbers. So when it comes to powers of the numbers, number one is referred to as intuitive knowledge. Okay. And one represents not only intuitive knowledge, but to know thyself is the power within the realm. Our spiritual essence and power is original and has purpose. And the magical manifestations are of our own. And people don't understand this concept, especially when it comes to replicating other people's work, right? They'll lose power and divine connection that can be all of their own. Same with our distractions in life, the things that we focus on that we shouldn't be. That's taking away from our power. We're losing power. So the creator, the great spirit, the universe, God, unity, creation, whatever it is that you consider as the creator, the initial seed of an idea is number one. It comes from a flash of some kind of undeveloped inspiration. And that enables us to be creative and independent and spiritual. So when we see the number one, a portal of power is connecting from the universe into our life. We can know that a divine idea is around us. Or if we received the idea already, then it's a sign that the idea is of divine. So ones represent intuitive knowledge. And of course, whenever I see a one, I know I need to be aware intuitively, right? It's hidden knowledge, right? Psychic comes from the psychic senses. Two is referred to as hidden knowledge. And I just talked about, connecting to the spirit, right? The one, right? The interaction. Two is the hidden knowledge, the emergence, and the balance. But with two, there's an organized energy. So when we see the number two, there's some kind of development in an idea. The conscious, logical mind has something to work with, but some of it may still be hidden. Balance is needed to connect to the spiritual guidance and bring the development into play. So two to me is always some kind of balance. It means that there's some kind of hidden knowledge around that you may need to connect to for manifestation and growth. What is needed for things to emerge? You need to balance and try to gain a neutral open space. Reorganize your mind. Take a break from it mentally and allow hidden forces to come present. It's also a sign to slow down and connect to the moment or the presence of life. Sometimes we see through and past the veil of knowledge. And when our mind pierces through it, the hidden knowledge evaporates or starts a new cycle that needs to try to find itself again. So it also means that there is too much juggling, and the universal law of giving and receiving is unbalanced. When we do let ourselves open to the hidden knowledge and the development of an idea, we tap into the universal law of like attracts like. So two, we can actually go into two different paths and two different universal laws. Threes are always referred to as imagination, and there's power behind that that imagination. There's generated force. So threes represent some kind of force, and it's involved, and it has to do with growing and the beginning of manifestation. So the power of three is meant for us to know that it's time to focus on an idea so that it can become relevant or personally meaningful. It enables us to become attentive. And when we become involved, it allows us to grow. We become a manifesting force. So when we see number three, then we need to pay attention. A new beginning of manifestation is taking place in our life, and it's time for us to give it power. Give it your focus, give it your affirmations. The universal law that connects to us is the universal law of manifestation. And the universal law of force is activated into our life. So threes are magical. Fours represent, you need to be optimistic. So the four message is be optimistic, be generous, be sociable, right? Maybe you're in too fast of a pace and people are driving you nuts, and all of a sudden you're seeing 444 everywhere, right? That's the universe's message that, there is positive energy needed. So fours, this number refers to positive energy needed, the power of being optimistic and connecting to others. And when we see number four in our life, the power of love is activated, and there's something that we must share. There's a connection that needs to be made or put into a better situation. Communication is the power of four. Who's active? What do you need to do? the universal law of equality is active, as well as the universal law of emotion. So this number always refers to you and another person. And sometimes we need more power on this earth realm, right? So the full moon gives us power. It gives us energy. That's why we align to it. So whenever fours are around, you need more positive energy. You need more power. You need to be energized. Fives also represent caution and conflict, some kind of adjustment, right? It can represent discipline and strength, but you need to be cautious and serious. 5 represents a potential crossroads, either moving you forward or keeping you on the same path. And when we see 5, we're being tested. Our intentions need attention. And it also represents the evil eye. It means you're dealing with someone else's energy. And when I see 5s come up in my life, I automatically do a clearing and protection. If it comes up in my day, then I know to pick and choose my battles wisely. So I may want to say something, but I zip it. Okay. And before this energy, 5s usually come up before good things come. And before good things come, there's usually something bad or conflicting that needs to be adjusted. Our energy and alignment needs to be adjusted for the next level that's going to present itself in our life. So it is a number of preparation. When 5s come up, the universal law of avoidance, as well as the universal law of change, is in play. So pay attention to the topic this refers to, and then celebrate it as a change that's taking place to the next step in your personal evolution. What path are you going to take? Most paths have more than one path, right? Most goals, most intentions, there's more than one path to get there. And the one that is aligned with your heart and the one that's aligned to others or outside influences, both paths will take us to the same outcome. But the one that honors our own self is the one that won't be a bumpy or difficult ride, right? It'll be an easy path, and it will prove to be supportive and full of blessings. 6 represents perfection. And when 6s come up, there's a positive growth taking place, and this growth is connected to your feelings. And this usually means that the manifestation is taking place, not just for your needs, but the needs of others in your life. And this means that total adjustment of growth is happening to better the life you live. And there's certain elements and powers that need to be received. So the 6 comes up. It's a sign that we have surpassed the conflicting energies of 5s, that we passed a test, we developed a strength, and it also introduces us to a new power through the wisdom and knowledge that is around us. And the duality of the divine is honoring all involved. So it brings us to the universal law of synchronicity. 6s represent synchronicity, the universal law of giving and receiving. And it's also means that there is some kind of balance in play, that each person that comes up in your life is part of the 6s. So it represents some kind of wavelength, right? In more than one way. So when you see 6s, make sure your relationships are balanced. It can either be a call or an intervention that the universe wants to co-create a lifestyle, some kind of lifestyle energy for you and everyone around you. Even if you're single, when 6s come up, the universe wants you to put yourself out there to meet someone, right? So 7s represent mysticism and psychic. If you see sevens around, there's psychic energy, there's magic, there's mysticism, there's transformation. But it also represents determination. So sevens represent thought, some kind of passage, which means that your body and mind are working together to create a change and transformation. And it means that we are changing our life and we will not be able to fail again. So that's the bonus of that one. And we won't fail again unless we do something dark or we sabotage ourselves. But when seven comes up, be open to change and circumstances. And if we do not pay attention, it will bring us chaotic events. So chaos is actually connected to the number seven. So if you're dealing with chaos in your life in some way, you'll probably see sevens somewhere around you when it's happening. Because sevens are connected to not only the power of transformation is trying to get our attention, but the universal law of sequent change is in place, wanting to influence our total being and to connect us to our higher self. So when I see sevens in my life, I know to be open to change, stay positive, trust the positive transformation that's taking place. Sevens mark change on many things in our life. And it is referring to something important. That's why the transformation is taking place. So it could be some kind of career change, time of enlightenment, or even a physical move. And if we're dealing with health issues, it does represent a healing power that's being influenced by divinity. So when sevens appear, our purpose is in play, and our higher self is influencing our conscious mind. Eights represent justice and success and material things, but it also represents the power of gratitude. And this also represents submitting to a higher cause. So when eight comes up, it means that a higher cause is in play. It means that skills are needed to be used to get rid of any untamed energy and to connect to our spirit guides. So whenever I see eights, I know I'm working with my spirit guide. I know that there's some kind of justice and success that we are co-creating together. So this also represents being thankful and devoted, and that the universe recognizes who you are, what you're doing, right? They're there to help you make some kind of decision right now that's being triggered by a spiritual guidance that's going to bring you a new ability and a new power. It means infinity and influence. I also see eight as a money number. To me, I watch for luck or I try to tap into it. It also represents the goddess energy trying to manifest itself. What does she want? How is the goddess, or how are you feeling? So it's a call to accommodate her by honoring your current desires. Eight, what do you wish for? What do you desire? And if you ask a question and get an eight, then your desire is coming to fruition. So give thankfulness and gratitude that the guides and the goddess are assisting you, and let go of your control. Just be open to the experience. Nines represent focus on others, mental achievement, right? When nines come up, then purpose has to do with others. And it's something that you must learn and master. And it has to do with your influence with others. It means that mental achievement and creating something that you can hone your skills is present, is confirmation, but also a sign to be aware that this situation will affect your body, your heart, and daily life. 9 is a personal master number and a phase of mastering more than one thing. So you may have a couple different things going on, right? It represents loyalty and respect. And this can also be for yourself or others. So the universe is showing us who and wants loyal and stabilized energy to come in for your fulfillment. So when nines come up, people and community is important, and the universe is bringing someone into your life for your present purpose. And remember that the universe will never bring negative people or situations. So when I'm talking about this, this has to do with soul families, sacred sisters, soulmates. It's a soul level relationship. And what is it that you can offer people? What service does the universe call for you? Sometimes we're called to heal, teach, lead others, or connect to others to receive the healing. Or maybe we are meant to give the healing, but it is needed for our personal evolution, as well as the other person or people involved. So when 9 comes up, the universal laws of association are in play. Service is in play. Maybe you're a Reiki master or a Reiki practitioner, but you haven't done Reiki for a while. Well, if 9 start coming up, put Reiki out there. Somebody needs it. See if they come to you. So there's something you're meant to do for another. And it can be as simple as lighting a candle or prayer or offering. 10 represents the power of speech and action. So it does represent an ending of something. It's a mastery of something, but it does also represent effective communication and leadership in play. You've learned something that can now be given to the world. Who are you? What have you completed? What's coming to an end? All of the energy around you is connected to your own personal wheel of fortune. And that fortune is now starting to turn again. It's the power of our manifested force from the last cycle put into place. And the universal law of cycles is in play, and attainment is occurring. So when I see 10, I know that this new 10-year cycle is the topic that it appears around will be an influence in my life for the next 10 years. It means that I need to also speak something into existence so that the action and the universe can co-create the cycle. So we create new cycles all the time. And we intentionally do it when we learn how to truly function and manifest with the spirit world and our higher self. Whether that's doing full moons or, hopping into these cycles that cross our path. But every time we manifest something with our higher self, the more power we have in the spirit world. And once we know how to truly manifest something, we can use that knowledge to attain it, whether we need to receive it or we need to choose to master or manifest so that we're opening our higher self to further manifestations. Okay. 11s I'm going to be getting into as well. So the number 11 actually means you need to ask for help. Whenever 11s show up and you see them, angels are near and want to help you with a breakthrough. It's trying to trigger our awareness, and it gives power to our higher self. It's a sign of receiving healing and breakthroughs. And it's a sign to call for protection so that we can receive the angelic force that wants to channel through you into your life. So when 11 comes up, I expect a breakthrough. Sometimes I'll ask for the breakthrough when I see the 11, and then I stay open to experience angelic presence. When 11 comes up, you'll always see angelic sparkles at night in your room. So keep that in mind and try it next time you see 11. 12 is a sign of procrastination. So procrastination needs to break for us to receive energy to move forward. So self-control is in order. Knowledge is there, but there's not enough action. You need to take more initiative for changes to occur or to receive what you want. So when I see the number 12, I automatically take note of my life and what I'm procrastinating or being lazy with. And then I know I need to get into action to receive more. So what actions are you refusing? What should you be doing that you're not? What are you ignoring? These questions are important because you can miss receiving something that's beneficial or a blessing. The universal law of interaction is in play between you and the universe. 13 is a call for magic. Something needs magic power. A call for protection is a call and an activation. The evil eye needs to be removed. It's a call to accomplish something, to work magic, to heighten the vibration. So when I see 13, it is all about vibration. I need to perform magic to heighten my energy of things I'm currently manifesting. And it's the power of the witch in play, right? It's a sign that evil could be around. So purification is the first priority. And that I need to do this so that my manifestations aren't tainted or blocked by some outside force. So one thing that I like to do is light a white candle and have it burn in front of a mirror so that my protection is in this world and the spirit world. And if you light a candle and see 7 rays, you are truly honing this power. So try that, have fun. I want to go into a little bit more. So before I spoke about how the universe connects us through numbers, and those numbers are something that you want to take note of and their meanings when they cross your path. But remember how I said that numbers represent the frequency, the energy, and the vibration. So when we are holding a frequency, when we are holding a vision of success, and we hold that vision within ourselves, that vision will go into our light bodies, and the frequency and the vibration attracts like. So we can actually become part of the universal energy of what it is that we want to create in our life. And it is the power of our light bodies, our mind, our spirit, and our emotions that do that, as well as our intuitive pathways. So single digit numbers, whenever you just see one number, right? So 0 to 9, it usually does represent the energies that I just spoke of, but it also represents your life path. So movements, right? Newness and possibilities. Single digit numbers, when they come and get your attention, represents the power of foundation in regards to your life and what is being influenced. So it's believed to represent the path or journey that a person will take in their life, including their strengths, their weaknesses, and opportunities. So the life path number is calculated by adding together the digits of a person's birthday and reducing them to a single digit number. So I want you to do that right now on your piece of paper. Okay, and we're going to do our life path number. So when you're doing your life path number, write down your birthday in number form. So you would want to do, so mine is October 2nd, 1976. Yes, I'm that old. So when I do that number and add them all up, it's going to be 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 2, right? Plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 6. So when I do my life path number, my life path number is, okay, let me just do their math. My life path number is, I'm looking at, what am I looking at? It's my life path number is an 8. So add up your numbers, and you can even put in the chat what your number is. Those that are doing the replay, you'll have to figure this one out. Okay. So, and then put it in the chat. So once you do your birthday, and it's just your birth date, right? So October would be 10. My day is 2, my year 1976. And when I add them all up, I may have a double digit. Okay, so maybe my life path number is 26. Okay. You still want to add that to a single number. So life path numbers are 0 to 9, unless you get an 11, a 22, or a 33. Okay. So while you're figuring out your life path number, so we use in life path numbers, we use our birthday, month, day, and year. And the life path number is believed to represent the path or journey that a person will take in their life, right? So let's take a look at some of those representations. Now, if you put your date of birth in the chat too, I can double check yours. So 6, I see. So life path number 6. Now, did you have to cut it down from 2 numbers to get 6? Okay, I'll check it out here. Let me see.
Yeah, I had to, it was 42, so I had to
Okay.
add. Yeah.
So if you have the double digits, like 42, you can do a destiny report, which would represent both numbers, right? The 42, and then do a /6, and that would represent your destiny number. And you can also do your reports that way. So you have a 6 and you have a 5. So your destiny report would be 32/5. Okay. But for this part, your life path, we want to break it down to one number. So let's look at 6 and 5. Okay. So our path, okay. Sorry, I had to move my legs. Okay. So 6, let's do first. So life path number 6, okay, that represents people who embrace their emotions, will lead with their heart. They give off a warm and inviting energy. Others want to be around them. You have rich relationships throughout your life. Your life purpose represents people and encountering people that are very similar to you, but yet entirely different. You have the ability to connect to others and are meant to offer aid and advice. You do well as a counselor, a mentor, teacher. You're also a natural humanitarian. You are meant to feel and help with people feel emotional support and protection for those that need it. Let me see. You are meant to relate to others through your feelings. So you are devoted to love and family and committed to make things better and last. Okay. So 5 we'll go into. 5 is lifelong adventure. They're ready for anything. They want to soak up some kind of experience. What does this world have to offer? They tend to learn by living. They don't like to get stuck in any situation that has outworn its interest. The moment things start to get boring or complicated, you'll move on to something new that's more fascinating. Jobs are not appealing to them, though they'll change their career path many times through life. And that allows them the freedom to make their own decisions that will be most satisfying. And whether on the job or off, they like to make time for travel. That will be key to feeling fulfilled for those who are a 5. Meeting new people is no problem. You're meant to be social. You have a tendency to lose interest. I think I already said that. Let me see. Yep, you're supposed to break boredom. Anything that is about experimenting or engaging and learning and enjoying something new. and you can't wait to take it all in every day. So you're an adventurer, okay? Where 6, that you lead with your heart and you give off that warm energy that others want to be around. 4s, they represent being dedicated, they're patient, down to earth, they're hardworking. They're a great source of stability in the world. They don't like to rock the boat. Their moods, they do try to keep them composed. They can experience a large range of emotions just like everyone else, but they process their feeling instead of going into extremes. They like to learn about a lot of different things. They are also students and they always want to learn more. They are meant to be decision makers. So sometimes they have trouble making firm decisions, and that's because that's actually part of their life purpose. They're meant to make changes and decisions. They're honest, they're committed, and it is about being stable and prosperous. 3s, they are creative energy. So they are meant to embrace life. They have rose-colored glasses on. They like opportunity, expression. They always find joy. So they're joyful people. They would make good journalists or social media influencer or blogger. They like to be social in life. They are opportunity, like they look for opportunity, they love original thought, their personality always stands out. They're meant to attract others and they are meant to create deep bonds, even though that is their difficult part. But they do benefit on more of a spiritual side of life. They do always want to enjoy what they do and who they are. That's very meaningful to them, but they're always trying to get to that next spiritual level. So they do deal with joy and then hardships, but it's about their unique way of thinking and dedication to happiness and joy that creates this power of positivity on their path. 2s are people that are about relationships and partnerships and business and family and friendships. So life path number 2, people, relationships. And it's about being a part of something, creating something, maybe being a part of a team, right? So they will do everything in their power to make everyone happy, right? And as well as creating long-lasting connections with others. So with the number 2 path, every action and decision of a person with 2 is geared at creating some kind of harmonious existence, right? Whether it's a professional or personal, that's their spiritual pursuit. They're driven by a desire for peace. And this can also represent staying silent. And that can be the hardship on their path, is that they would rather keep them peace than stay saying something, or they don't want to rock the boat. So they will never put their needs first. And the subconscious mind is very powerful and they want these people to, even though they know these things, they are meant to be the power behind these undercurrent situations. So their level of intuition is meant to, help people get out of problems and address them before they start to grow into things that become off balance. And in relationships, they have the ability to sense what the other person is thinking or feeling, so that these people can help with the understanding and the balance that needs to take place. Life path number 1 is a lifelong mission. It's all about independence and stepping into personal power. So they want to be a leader. They're drawn to do that. They have a very strong desire for manifestation, and that keeps them moving and improving. So people with 1, They're born to act quickly, and they have no problem changing course whenever they want a new path. Their secret fear is failure, but they're very driven in anything that they pursue, and they usually come out victorious. So as soon as they finish one line, then they are ready to go to the next finish line. And they do carry a sense of isolation on their path, but it's also what keeps them progressing. And cooperation with other people, that can be difficult for them because ones like to, go their own way. They like the independence, they like the power, they don't identify much with others, and they only feel free when they're unattached. So usually their love life is not one of their goals, but what path, life path one likes to move quickly, and they can become impatient and short-sightedness of others. And that can be, a negative trait that life path one people have to deal with. So it's about being able to understand other people's options, for connecting to them and making long-term plans. So one is quite independent. There's also path number 7, and path number 7 are students of the universe, right? They're people that have a thirst for knowledge. They're looking for inner working of things. They're true thinkers, and they let their mind lead the way. And pretty much from birth, they're very able to skillfully combine, their brains, the right side and their left side, as well as connect to their intuitive side to learn about and process and make sense of all kinds of aspects of life itself. So they are smart in a knowledgeable way. They're wise in a spiritual way. And it's about book smarts. So they like to read, they like to connect to their higher self, and they have this potential to access inner wisdom and spiritual dimensions. So creatures, spirits, right? So they don't tend to be a religious type, but they're very spiritual and they're very inquisitive. So they are kind of like a spiritual hermit, right? They like the possibility of the freedom to gain knowledge, but they also like their solitude. Okay. And research would be something that they would be great at as a profession. So anything that has to do with looking things up and figuring things out. But they can dive deep into any problem and come out with a solution or an answer. So their analytical powers are amazing and should definitely be put into a project or some kind of team to work with. 8s are people that are meant to deal with hard work and hard lessons. People born with 8 right from the womb are meant to get things accomplished, but they are meant for great things. The bigger the goal, the more satisfying it will feel for them when they achieve it. 8's money and materialistic goals are important to them because they're rewards and reminders of all of the effort and work they put into it. And people with life path 8 direct all their energy into creating a life of success and abundance. So dealing with people of position or in positions of authority are not something that they like to deal with, but they can become that. So they're leaders themselves and they're confident in their abilities. They don't like being told what to do. Okay. They also represent putting relationships into harmony, right? But it is about reaching their goals, feeling accomplished, and paying attention to their health, right? Stress is going to be their enemy. So those with a life path 8, they deal with stress. They do need to make time for meditation and friendships and enjoying pursuits that will bring them back into balance. Health, wealth, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle is the priority of the life path 8 people. They are great in relationships, as far as business, again, success and abundance is their energy. So they are meant to be prosperous and they like to have proof of success. The life path of number 9 represents wisdom. So they're known as the sage, right? They fought their way through challenges to reach the point where they have all of this awareness and strength. So 9 people will find themselves in a position where they have to provide support and advice, and this also feels natural to them. The knowledge that they've gained can be very valuable for others on their own journeys. So 9 tends to be spiritual and connects deeply with religious beliefs, whether it is because of their struggle during times of difficulty, or they have a natural desire to relate to something greater than themselves. But life path 9s become very spiritual or religious, and they seek courage and meaning from some kind of higher force. Intuition and gut reactions outweigh the logic. And this connection to the divine gives these people a safety net of confidence as they continue to make their way through life's good times and bad. So they feel a great need of devotion. They're humanitarians by nature, and they like to use their hearts to support those who have been made to feel unequal or unworthy. So their life path people is about enduring challenges and helping others notice that when they are in need and unfortunate, they have a difficult time asking for help, there is a power there. So people with this life path must realize that assistance is a part of cycle, and it's also a part of giving and taking, which is part of their karmic responsibility to receive support in return. So karmic responsibility is connected to the life path 9. Now I did talk about master numbers and life path number 11. So if you get an 11, we wouldn't put that into a 2. We leave it as an 11 because it's a master number. And it is a number that represents an unbelievable intuitive psychic ability. Their purpose is to use their gifts to better humanity. And it could take a long time before people born with this life path number as 11 to truly understand the power they possess. So having master number, the life path 11, can represent a lot of worry. These people will carry worry because they feel that the struggle is with trusting and sharpening their own unique skills, but they can overcome this and they're able to channel their intuition and maximize their emotional awareness of not just themselves, but the world around them. So life path people will become incredibly spiritual because these energies are connected to them every single day. And because they usually believe in higher power, it also accesses more higher truths about life. And they usually go off on their own path instead of following the dogma of organized religion. So life path people, they're beautiful souls. They easily attract others to them. They do well in relationships. They're very attuned to people's emotions, and they are meant to fulfill their life by mastering their special abilities. Or if they don't pay attention to their abilities, they start to go into a place of inner turmoil, and that anything that will block their psychic skills. So it's important for them to always pay attention to their abilities and know that that power is around. And 11 will remind you your psychic abilities are in play right now. 22 is a master number, and it represents to dreams becoming concrete realities. It's a sign of manifestation. And life path people who get 22 will see that in life, but life path people 22 are spiritually connected and they feel responsibility to use their gift to better the world in some way. And it may take years for them to master their life purpose, but when they achieve it, they're very good at what they do. So they're people that have extreme dedication. They aren't afraid of putting in the hard work. They do climb the corporate ladder, but it's not about that. It's about being of service to others and improving humankind or some situations in some way. They can lead to a fear of failure, but they'll turn this and use it as motivation to keep moving forward. And they don't rely on their emotions. They believe all work and no play. So sometimes they go a little too far. But they like to see how far their work will take them, how much their work will create their fruition, right? So they like to see, what am I mastering? How much am I making? What are my abilities creating? There's also life path 33, and that's very rare, but it does represent people that are born with 33 are known as master teachers, and they're healers, and they're great spiritual leaders that are devoted to showing others how to connect to their own heart and consciousness. And it represents a selfless spirit, and they're able to listen with intention and offer emotional support. So they are a blessing. Individuals with this life path can experience a level of spiritual understanding that most others can't begin to comprehend. But in order for them to achieve this, they do have to face a series of obstacles throughout their lives that will test them. And one of their greatest lessons is to heal themselves before they can exercise their power of healing others. So it could take people their entire life to learn how to heal themselves and receive that self-actualization before they're able to do that to others. So that is the life path number. And remember when I said, when you want to figure out your life path number, you want to use the month, day, and year of your birthday. Now, numerology is, before we go into that, let's go back into, so we did our life path number, you use your whole birthday. I want to talk about your birthday, right? Our birthdays have power. The moment we come into this world on earth, it's our superpower. And if you haven't done your astrological report, your astrology report, that is something you should definitely look into, because those are actually universal powers, planetarian powers, astrology powers that are influencing who you are. So most people don't know that this power exists on our birthdays and the power that we really have. So what we become aware of also becomes our reality, and our astrological power shows us our innate abilities and characteristics so that we can see the power within and also use the common characteristics of our own unique self. Okay, so let's go into the birthdays. So the birthday number, the day you were actually born, is one of the numbers of the calendar day 1 through 31. And birthday numbers can reveal a unique and powerful ability that you naturally possess, like the gift you have to offer the world. So those who are born on the 1st, they're meant to be self-starters. They're innovative and they create opportunity. They've never been afraid to be one of the first to try something new. Their determination and endurance are powerful and will keep them getting through times of struggle. They will always reach success. Those that are born on the 2nd, if your birthday is on the 2nd, you have a great talent for finding solutions. Your intuitive, unbiased nature allows you to see all sides of the situation, and advise others towards the most fair and beneficial outcome. Those on the third, expression comes to you naturally. You're skilled at communicating your thoughts through conversation, through creative pursuits. You're upbeat, you're charismatic, you inspire others with your ideas. Those born on the fourth, stability. You are the rock, and your hard work and perseverance make you a dependable friend, a partner, a parent, a colleague. So you are meant to bring stability into any situation. Those on the fifth, flexibility is your forte. When life throws you a curveball, you can easily adapt to new circumstances and find excitement in an unexpected change. This ability to turn it on gives you the power to jump to brief opportunities that others may miss. So you can recognize circumstances and new things that are unpredictable and spontaneous. Those born on the 6th, if your date is the 6th, then your heart is your gift. You're a natural born nurturer and you have great talent for helping and healing others. You are a hero of self-sacrifice and a protector of those you love. Those born on the 7th, you possess a refined mind and a deep urge to uncover life's mysteries. Your ability to acquire vast knowledge on both the information and spiritual planes gives you a greater awareness than most. Those on the 8th, your story of success, your talent for setting and reaching goals like no other. You are self-sufficient and capable and hold great amount of power to achieve your ambitions. Born on the 9th, it's your compassion that makes you shine. You're devoted to help the greater good and you have strong talent for speaking up for others. Your soul is most satisfied when you're giving and being of service. 10th, number blessed you with great leadership skills. Your mind is sharp and allows you to dream up ideas and organize the details, then direct others how to carry them out. 11th, you have awareness of what's going on around you. A strong intuition is your gift, and you'll help understand the unspoken feeling, thoughts, and fears of others. This insight allows you to be a great guide and supporter. 12th, with the number of 12s, creativity is a driving force in your life. Your imagination is rich and you're able to express your feelings and insights in unique ways that others can benefit from. Those on the 13th, driven by the number 13, you're a conscientious worker with a knack for coming up with creative ideas and turning them into something real. An optimistic but practical outlook keeps you determined and on track as you work steadily towards your goals. Born on the 14th, you're open-minded and always up for something new. Yet, you're wise enough to stop and think before you jump into things. This approach helps ensure your time, attention, and efforts are directed to meaningful experiences. Born on the 15th, your love for others is powerful, and you're able to spread your gift of support far and wide. You're curious, and social nature brings you into contact with a variety of people, all who would benefit from your heartfelt words of wisdom. 16th blesses you with the inquisitive mind and allows you to uncover important truths. You have a special ability to read into other people's feelings and motives and share with them your wisdom. 17th, the quality of work you can produce when you're going alone is unbelievable. You're independent, you're ambitious, capable of performing every step along the way with efficiency, focus, and skill. 18th, you are open-minded and open-hearted with your ambition to leave this world better than you found it. You're independent by nature, but will feel most fulfilled and successful when you are of service to others. 19, independence, self-sufficiency are necessities for you. You're extremely capable in life and work and aren't afraid to make big risks to achieve the life you desire. Those born on the 20th, you relate to others on a cosmic level. You're dedicated to building cooperative, harmonious relationships of all kinds and can use your sensitive intuition to sense and address the needs of others. The 21st, you thrive in active social settings and find great value in connecting with people. Your natural charm, paired with your creative styles of thinking and communicating, make you an exciting and inspiring presence to those in your life. 22nd, gives you the power to create great things. You're determined and hardworking, and your ability to cooperate with others makes you an effective teammate or leader. The 23rd, you have a real zest for life and you're eager to experience anything and everything possible. You approach relationships and situations in an easygoing way and are a source of optimism and inspiration for others. 24th, you have a heart of gold and are very skilled at maintaining balanced, stable relationships. You're loyal to your loved ones and are able to be the nurturer, protector, and provider all at once. The 25th, you have a great ability to take in and process information on both conscious and subconscious levels. Your curiosity is endless, and your desire to dive deep into a variety of subjects will bring you an immense awareness of the world. The 26th, if you're born on the 26th, you have a desire to succeed and will feel most accomplished when your work benefits others. Your intuitive awareness of what people want allows you to come up with innovative solutions to meet their needs. The 27th, your mind is open and you are tolerant and compassionate towards all ways of life. You're able to take in a vast amount of insights and information and apply this knowledge towards the greater good. The 28th, in an effort to accomplish great things, you recognize the value of working with others. You make a capable and compassionate leader who can bring together people and drive a team toward achievement. 29th, you have an amazing ability to bring things together. You receive powerful subconscious insights that can help you clearly see how everything and everyone is connected. 30, if the date of your birth is the 30th, you're original, innovative thinker, and an excellent communicator. You have a great talent for using creativity to convey your ideas and your optimistic attitude as an uplifting effect on others. And the 31st, your approach to life is an effective mix of practicality and imagination. Your mind is stirring with creative ideas, and you have the organized skills to manifest them on the physical plane. You may want to listen to that, and you can put down other people that you know and their dates and see what their power is there. The month that we're born in is also very important because the birth month also affects our personality to a great degree. And according to numerologists, both months can influence a person's choice of career, friends, partners, as well as their overall characteristics. So let's go over the birth month. And again, you want to take the birth month as the number, right? So January is 1, right? So number 1, we talked about that in the beginning, but the personality of these months are, for people who are born in January, they're headstrong and they do not bend their will to the opinions of others. They have a strict code of conduct when it comes to their workplace, and they will not let anything come in the way of their ambitions. They're natural leaders but they're not very accommodative to those opinions of others, but they do make very good teachers. So teachers, February, so 2, February babies are blessed with a wealth of creativity. They like intellectual discussions, and they don't like shallow people. They're free in spirit and are quite bohemian in their outlook towards life. They love traveling and adventures, and they feel at home with nature. They're very loyal friends and caring partners. March 3, number 3, having the same amount of creativity and imagination. These people are reserved and introspective. They like to keep to themselves, and they would like to work in their own minds. They express their emotions and will help, but they generally prefer to be left alone. They're kind, gentle, and compassionate on the outside, but are not particularly keen on revealing their emotions. So they look for peace and quiet wherever they go. Noisy places disturb them. 4, which is April. People born in April love to be the center of attention. They're dominant and they do not like being bossed around. They're straightforward. They're oftenly have no reservations on telling others what they think, but their charisma is magnetic and they attract many people. They are very impulsive and seldomly think before they act, but they are meant to get the attention of others in some way, whether that's personal, business, even in family, you'll probably be the center of the attention. People are magnetic to you. May, most talented musicians, actors, and performers are born in May. They are also socially active and they can make friends wherever they go. They need to have fun and intelligence as well in equal amounts. However, they get bored easily. They also change their opinion and desires frequently. June, so 06, the people are extremely sensitive, they're lovable, they're not very outspoken, and this is what is admired about them. They use their foresight to make creative opportunities for themselves. They do not wear their hearts on their sleeve, but are more perceptive towards the feelings of others than most people. They are romantic, but they're easily jealous. July 07, people are born in July, share most of their traits with the June energy, but they have more of a cheerful energy. They're naturally adventurous and they tend to be loners, but they're also eccentric. People born in July are about being a strong individual. They do have to fight depression, but they are meant to be approached and become some kind of leader in some way. So I feel like most of the people that go into this, they do actually, when they fight depression, they use that as their knowledge and their key, their motivating power. So they do learn that about themselves. August 08, the ones born in August are given to community service. So they are naturally connected to people that come around them. They're kind-hearted and they hold family values above everything else. They are inspiring individuals and they're spiritual. They have no financial problems and can create huge wealth since their hardworking nature earns them a lot of money. So August people, you're meant to be successful, but it is hardworking energy that gets you there. September, intelligent and spiritual. So those that are born in September 08, they're always organized with their thoughts and actions. They're generally geniuses when it comes to their own fields. They can't deal with criticism though, and some of it is self-inflicted, and their self-centering nature keeps them from achieving their goals at times. They look too deeply into situations, which is a problem. October, so 10 people born in October are fortune's children. They have luck on their side. They achieve their targets all the time. They're very difficult to argue with because they put up a relentless fight. If angered, they become very vindictive. They are lovers of art and literature and quick to envy. They are authentic and honest and are not given to pretense. November, they are positive and clairvoyant, and they can look into the lives of those born and are around them. They are sharp, they're generous, is one of their generosity is one of their strong traits. They're motivational, they're brave and driven, but they don't like to be praised. They have no control over their emotions except anger. They have excellent anger management skills. December, so 12 people born in the last month of the year have a lot of luck in finding their perfect partner and the best jobs. They're responsive towards their friends, but this leads to, getting out of their responsibilities. So when they put too much energy on their friends, their responsibilities start to get chaotic. But they are risk takers and they put themselves in potential danger sometimes, but they are not fond of rules and they are very highly patriotic. So those are the energies that lie within the months. And of course, you can look up what I'm talking about and find more meaning to what I'm saying. Everything I'm doing is quite generalized. All these things that we're talking about could be, months of also connecting to. So we did talk about the month, the life path. Now, numerology is a little different. And I know I took you over, but I'm almost done. So numerology, what is it? Well, numerology is a belief in a cult or a mystical relationship between numbers and events. We can use numerology for predictions. We can, but we also use our name. So using our name, it represents our personality type. So what I do want you to do is write your name on a piece of paper. And I want you to write underneath it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all across. So you're going to have 9 columns. Under the A or under the 1, I want you to put a, J, and a S. Under the number 2, a B, a K, and a T. Under number 3, I want you to put a C, an L, and a U. Under the number 4, I want you to put a D, an M, a V. Under the number 5, I want you to put an E, an N, and a W. Under the number 6, I want you to put an F, an O, and an X. Under the number 7, put a G, a P, and a Y. Under the number 8, an H, a Q, a Z, or Z. And under the number 9, I want you to put an I and an R. So that is the Pythagorean numerology table. Now, what I want you to do is write down your name as you go and sign it. So if you were going to go and sign a check tomorrow, how would you write your name? Now, each letter of your name represents one of the numbers. So I want you to take your name and add up all of the numbers together. So for Georgina Gibson, it would be 7 plus 5 plus 6 plus 9 plus 7 plus 9 plus 5 plus 1. So you want every single one of your letters to represent a number. And then we're going to add up that long line and see what number you get. And it should be a double digit. Once you have that double digit, you will want to break that down. So mine came to 79. So that 7 plus 9 is 16. And then I'm going to take that down. 1 plus 6 is 7. And I have my numerology number. So do that right now while I talk to you. So numerology is a study of numbers and the alphabets, as well as a pattern. And numerology is actually a form of onomancy. So reports, when we do numerology, we can actually do numerology reports that includes the name and the birth date. So we can implement both. Some will do reports just based on the birthday, and they don't even do your name. And some will do numerology just on the name, and they don't implement the birthday. I've done them all. I like my name, my married name, my maiden name, right? So you can do an entire personal collection of all of these things that I've mentioned, right? So there's two types of numerology tables. There's the Chaldean, which is used numbers 1 to 8 and their system, or the Pythagorean, which I'm talking to you about tonight, which is 1 to 9. I like to use the Pythagorean and go from 1 to 9. So your numerology number is also a power that we go into. It represents a personality type. And of course, you can Google and receive much more information about it. But the numerology number gives us positive qualities as well as negative qualities. So if you get a 1, that represents leadership, being creative, ambitious, where the negative qualities are egocentric or, overbearing, right? 2, the positive qualities is being cooperative and sensitive and balanced and responsible and loving and patient, where the negative qualities are rude, being weak-willed or sly or shy or argumentative. 3 in numerology represents optimistic energy, being verbal, creative, expressive, sociable, happy, where the negative qualities, superficial, scatterbrained, boring, whining, gossipy. So if someone's gossiping away, you might want to find out, is their life path number 3? And see, right? Because those are, characteristic traits. 4 is stable, grounded, calm. They're disciplined and organized, but they're cautious. The negative qualities represents feeling incompetent or becoming overly dominant. 5, freedom, clever, sensual, adventurous. They're pro-life, like they just want to do everything. Their negative qualities, impulsive, undirective, indecisive, hyperactive. 6s, nurturing, they're responsible, they're dutiful, they're devoted and generous, they're intuitive, they love philosophy. Their negative traits, jealous, dictatorial, feeling discontented or intolerant. 7s, they're analytical, they're mystical, they're prepared, they're wise. Their negative is being cold, superficial, maybe fussy and secretive. 8s, they're prosperous, they're strong, they're self-reliant, they're intelligent, they're clever. They're negative, materialistic, and intolerant or unforgiving. 9, being compassionate, tolerant, intuitive, they're mystical, they're charming, where their negative trait is selfish and impulsive or resentful. And of course, that's just like a little variety of what those numbers mean. Okay, but you could do an entire report and research on it as well. So when you're taking a look at all of these things, you can create and research the meaning of your birth number, right? Your birth number, your birth month, and the power it has, your life path number, and your numerology number. So if you take those 4 numbers, each one of them have their specific meanings, but you can also add those all up to get, the number that represents the achievement that all of these things are going to bring you. So with numerology, we can figure things out. By knowing your life path number, you can also find out, if people are compatible with your number, right? You can check on doing an interview and what is the numerology and power behind that day. And people have used these numbers to create and predict as well as find insight on anything. So I love numerology because it is so vast. And before I go, I do have one last thing to talk about, and that is the angel numbers. So I talked about the 1-digit numbers and I talked about the 2-digit numbers, right? So whenever you see the 1 digits that I spoke of, 1 to 12 or 1 to 13, the Pythagorean, those all represent the power and the foundation of what's going on in your life, right? And the single digits, if you're seeing them around, that can also represent your life path. So what is the power of the foundation and how does it represent your life? Where is it influencing it? Then we have the double digits. So whenever you see double digits from 10 to 99, those usually represent spirit guides and departed loved ones. And they usually show themselves through the clock, through the dates, and other double digits that may get your attention. When it comes to departed loved ones, they usually use dates such as their birthday or the day that they died, or maybe another date that's important to them. So if you do want to work with someone as a spirit guide on the other side, maybe it's your grandfather, you can actually ask for them to show themselves to you by using either their birthday or maybe the day they died. Okay. And I find it's usually the day that they died that they use the clock or the numbers. So even if you are receiving the double digits and it does represent a spirit guide or a departed loved one, okay, then that double digit also represents direction and what is happening. That's why the spirit guide and or the departed loved one wants to get your attention. It's getting your attention because it wants to give you some direction and what's happening. Tell you what's happening. So you do want to take note on double digits. 10 represents a mastery and wholeness. That means that the energy is in place. 11s represent awakening. So whenever you see 11, 11, 11s, that represents awakening. 22 represents combined and magnified vibrations. So vibrations are at work. 33 represents you're resonating with higher energy. So manifestation, help is around you. 44 is achievements, abundance energy because of focus and hard work. So 44, stay focused, keep working hard. There's something happening. You're going to achieve something. 55 represents change is coming and that you're able to be guided for a better outcome. So 55, you're being guided for a better outcome with positive results. 66 represents love, harmony, and spiritual growth. It's actually a sign that your guardian angel is connecting and communicating with you. 77 is a spiritual awakening with divine energies and that you're actively embracing spiritual growth and deepening your connection with these divine energies. So there is a divine message, and it does represent, continue your exploration of the spirit realms and strengthen your spiritual connection. 88 represents infinite power. It's a divine channel, and it represents double energy, double power, double luck, money, success. What are you focusing on? Because you're getting lifted. 99 is transformation. So get ready to make a life change and a life change decision. It's all about personal development. Now, within the teens and the 20s and the 30s, basically, you just want to take a look. Is it 31 being the beginning connection to the higher energy, to 39 being full resonance, like full connection? The manifestation is like right there. So use the second number in the double digit to represent the timeline or the finishing line from 1 to 10. Do you know what I mean? So 31 is new, 39, you're almost finished going into the 40s, right? 4s, 5s, and 6s, middle. You're in the middle of the journey. So you can see where you are, new beginning, middle of the journey, or coming to the completion of these certain numbers as well. Now, angel numbers are when we have 3 or more numbers. So they can be a repeating pattern, right? So you can have 1, 2, 3, or you can have 1, 1, 1, 1. So any 3 numbers or any 4 numbers represent angel messages. And basically, 111, 222, like all of those represent powers that are in play and messages behind them, as well as, the different pattern. So let me get a little to that, and then we are done. So angel numbers, I want you to I asked you to put a number that you see often. What is the number that you most often see? And I want a three digit or 4 digit. Put it in the chat. What's one that you often see? So one that comes up a lot is 540, 540. And the reason why that will come up, if you see 540, that actually is the number of our auric frequency. Okay. So our actual frequency, 540 represents joy. So if you see the number 540, that means joy. So triple numbers do represent higher power. 111. Okay, so that's pretty easy because a lot of people see that number. So when you see 111, because they are ones, we know creation, right? But it does represent not just creation, it's a manifestation number. So 1111, angel number, represents new beginnings, leadership, independence, but mainly individuality, right? So there is something that is helping you become, right? And it's time to focus on your thoughts and intentions. Something is manifesting into reality. And it also depends on whether you see the number or you dream of the number or it's on a license plate. So whenever you see a number that draws your attention, and I want you guys to really, next time you walk into the kitchen and look at your oven, take that and look up the meaning for it to see what your message is. Okay. So when it comes to money and career, 111 represents being a powerful creator, and that you have the ability to manifest abundance and success, and that you're meant to stay focused on your goals, to maintain a positive attitude. right? To align your thoughts with your actions, because good opportunities and abundance attraction is on its way. Okay. I said earlier that I see a lot of 413s, right? So you can use all of the numbers that I've used, and you can also combine the meaning. So look up the 4, look up the 1, look up the 3, and put those 3 things together, or add them up and get a number, right? So that could be an 8. So 413s, my son was born. Now I see 413 all the time. That represents hard work and dedication, new beginnings, leadership, right? So the power of 4 is in there, the power of 1, the power of 3. And when that comes into manifestation, then it represents positive changes. That changes that I'm making are now reaping benefits for the future. So take the numbers and create, what that is. So I know that I talked a lot tonight, and I knew there was no way I was going to get this done in an hour. I have so much I wanted to get into, but if you actually go through and get each one of your numbers, right, you can put together an entire report, right? So for mine, I can put together my birth number, my path number, my month, and my numerology, and come up with an entire reading, right? I have a great talent for finding solutions. My intuition is natural. It allows me to see sides of any situation. I can advise others. My 10 is that I have luck on my side and I achieve my targets. And I have 8, which represents hard work and large, hard lessons, but there's success and accomplishments, right? So you can put together your own report using the power of numbers. But this is the time to connect to the power of synchronicities because it's spring. We are in a place of balance. The spring equinox was just finished. I know some people are going to be listening to this in the future and it won't be spring equinox, but for us doing this now, we are in a state of balance. Springtime is a time where we do want to open ourselves up to, signs and synchronicities with the universe as it's active, and it's a time of creation. So our path is being created right now through this month. So pay attention to the numbers that are calling out at you and getting your attention, and decipher what they mean and how they relate to what you're focusing on. What's the guidance? What's the action? And have fun with it. And I would suggest to do a month minimum of writing down letters and numbers that are coming to you. And sometimes those letters or those numbers that come can also create a word. So you can use that numerology chart that I had you write down to do your name, and you can do other people's names. You can create love in your life. Use the numbers that represent the letters LOVE and use that on your intention paper or carry it in your mojo. So you can use numbers as a code. So that is it for me tonight. I hope I didn't forget anything. I'm going to be like, darn it. But I think I got it all covered. That was the main thing, is putting all those things together for your charts. And if you do have your numbers, so the ones present, I'm going to write down, because I do have Destiny Report videos, and I touched slowly